Hello everyone, I'm Trapsetter44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper 2. Last episode, we went to Oliveira, only to immediately have to go out and try and rescue someone, which we did manage to do. Of 3 paths of resources, we found the right one and rescued the person who needed to be rescued. Now we're in Oliveira. The person we rescued is in the clinic recovering, and we also rescued a sleeper, the first time we've seen one that isn't us. So let's look through this place. We got scrap silos. The Oliveira scrappers are happy for you to search the scrap silos for components for your own use, but they won't be easy to find. We've also got the farm stacks. The Oliveira colonists allow you to gather supplies, but you have to harvest, pack, and process them yourself, which can be exhausting. Oliveira Canteen. Oliveira has an open canteen where Cadence prepares the colony's produce. You tend to get served based on how well-liked you are. And Hydro Refinery. You are permitted to extract fuel for your own use, but you have to oversee the complex automated process yourself. Got it. Okay. Well, we can gather some supplies here. Okay, do it again. There we go. And we can gather up food here, fuel here, which is perfectly fine. There's one fuel. That fills us up. You're starting to master the extraction process and your yields are improving. I think the canteen is for this. For our energy, so let's go with the scrap silos and see what they give us. Scrap components. Not the most useful, but it's something. Alright, let's go ahead and end the cycle. The sound of raised voices echoes through the tunnel. Following them, you find yourself at the entrance of the clinic where Flint and Xander are locked in a bitter argument. I won't take you out there, Flint! Xander is pleading with the sleeper. Look what happened to Carmen! They'll kill you! What happened to Carmen is exactly why I have to go. They will find me here, and when that happens... The whole colony can hear you two. Seraphin comes out of the clinic with Cadence. You trying to wake up Carmen? You see Seraphin clock you standing in the passageway. Your eyes meet and Seraphin looks away. Neither of you have seen each other since you brought Carmen back to Oliveira. I'm trying to make sure what happened to Carmen doesn't happen to anyone else. Flint folds their arms. I'm the reason he is like this. And that means it's on me to fix it. What are you talking about? You catch Flint off guard. They hadn't seen you waiting in the passageway. SNARP came for me. That's what happened out in the debris field. You know what that means. SNARP. The company that created you. The company you escaped. The idea of them bearing down on this place sets your nerves on edge. You have long since slipped their grasp. Lane disabled your tracker in exchange for unwavering service. A gift that became a trap. But Flint is still on the run, and if SNARP attacked Carmen's ship, they can't be far away. You look at Flint and see the fear in their eyes. Your tracker is still active. Oliveira is shrouded. Flint looks towards the center of the colony. Carmen managed to get hold of a signal shroud and set it up here. He wanted to keep everyone safe. There's no way SNARP can track me here. Am I missing something? If they can't find you here, what's the problem? It's not just about the tracker. That hunter found me in the debris field. They know I escaped. It's only a matter of time before their search brings them here. Silence falls on the group as the inevitability of the problem sets in. Xander looks distraught. You can't, Flint. They'll kill you. Seraphin glances at you and Flint in return, and you see his mind working on a solution. He looks away, frowning. I'm sorry, Xander. This is how it is. Flint looks dejected. Unless we get them first. Seraphin, what are you thinking? Cadence speaks up for the first time. We know there's a hunter out there scouring the shoals. And we know they're looking for you, Flint. That means we have the upper hand. We don't need to bring them here. We can bring them anywhere we want. Seraphin looks around at the group. So, we get set, we prepare a little surprise, and then we wait. Flint is already shaking their head. The hunter could arrive here at any moment. We don't have time for this. If I had a ship, I would have left already. Then we move you now. We take you somewhere we can prepare, and we work hard and fast to get an ambush set. When the hunter comes, we spring the trap. What kind of trap? That we still have to figure out. But you have to admit, it beats going out to die without a plan. And hey, if we fail, the outcome will be the same anyway. Flint doesn't respond immediately. You can see them thinking it through, considering their options. I'm coming. Xander has a determined look on his face. We're doing this, and I'm coming. Look, kid, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is a real thing. A bounty hunter is not going to... Stop patronizing me! I know the shoals. You need me out there. The conversation suddenly devolves into many small arguments. The location, who should go, how to approach the ambush. The noise grows. The old Solheim manufactory. Cadence's voice rises clear and precise through the noise. That's where you do it. It's on a rock far enough from here, and it's a real labyrinth. You can lead the hunter there and get them lost inside. Cadence's eyes are bright and determined. The place is full of old machines, ordnance. We've been afraid to scavenge any of it, it's so unstable. You notice Seraphin watching Cadence speak, clearly impressed by the sudden shift towards decisive action. We could bring the whole place down on their head! Xavier picks up Cadence's thread. I know the manufactory. It's a good idea! You look between those gathered. Seraphin, stubborn and protective. Cadence's sharp eyes. Xander's relentless desire to get involved. And Flint, a sleeper like you. A sleeper in need of an escape. Carmen was building something here. A shrouded haven. A place that needs protecting. He may be unconscious behind those doors, floating amongst the wires and tubes of the clinic, but something of him is here, in this group, making a plan of resistance. Flint's eyes meet yours, and you know what has to be done. The rig will leave Oliveira this cycle. You have a hunter to trap. Alright. Well, we don't really have much else to do. I mean, I can do a canteen visit, just for the sake of it. Yeah, that just regains energy. I'll do the component hunt once. Actually, I can do it a few more times. For the spare components... Oh, raw energy and scrap. Raw scrap and energy, I mean. You know what? That's actually fine. Alright. Well, we've done things here. You know what? Let's get moving. To the old manufactory. Who are we going to take with us? Well, Yujin, without a doubt. He's our only source of that. But who else? I'm thinking Cadet. We haven't taken Cadet with us yet. So let's see what Cadet can do. Why not? Corroded plates, twisted struts, scattered scrap. The manufactory makes for a familiar sight, just one more ragged artifact from the corporation that once owned this system. Despite that, something about it sets you on edge, perhaps because it also will form the crucible for any attempt to take on an SNR hunter. The kind whose entire job is to bring in escaped sleepers like you, dead or alive. The rig is tucked behind a rock, running on low power with its transponder off. You hope that's enough not to draw attention. So, talk us through it. Seraphin turns back to Flint, Cadence, and Xander, all of whom are crammed into the cockpit along with your crew. We have to make this place look like a colony. That is what the hunter will expect. Cadence suggests first, her voice quavering a little with anxiety. We can seal up some of the holes, maybe install some lighting, fake it up. Okay, that's good. What then? We forced them to go deep. Xander cuts in, and everyone looks at him. He pauses, a little intimidated by the attention, but Flint nods at him to continue. I've been out here before on a salvage run. There's an assembly line that runs through the whole place, filled with old manufacturing machines. We seal doors, activate machines, make it a maze of malfunctioning construction arms and dead ends. Alright then, control their route. I like it. And if we get lucky, maybe one of those old machines will do the job for us. I doubt it. We'll need the ordnance from the silos, mining charges, fuel, whatever is left from when this place was churning out Solheim goods. We blow the place to make sure. A silence passes through the cockpit, the danger of what you are about to attempt dawning on everyone present. Okay, that's the plan. We can detonate the ordnance with a command from the rig. A simple wideband comm signal. We'll get them. Seraphin pats Flint on the shoulder. Once they go in, that hunter isn't coming back out. Anything we missed? Won't the trap be obvious? I don't think it matters. If they know Flint is in there, the hunter will take the risk, right? Right. How long do we think we have? There's a lot of factory down there. The hunter got to me and Carmen fast. No more than 3 cycles. When the hunter came for us, Flint grimaces, remembering the attack on Carmen's ship. They came out of nowhere, hit us hard and fast. If it wasn't for Carmen, we need to be ready for anything. There won't be a warning. Nice pep talk. Flint, you better find somewhere deep in that place down in the bedrock, but make sure it has a back door, okay? The rest of us will get to work. Alright, you heard Flint. We do this and we do it right. We make our stand on this rock. Let's not waste a moment more. So let's see. Factory dock. The hunter is surely homing in on Flint's signal. In a few cycles they will be here and you must be ready to face them. To be sure you can face the hunter, all 3 parts of the plan must be ready by the time when they arrive. So let's see. Storage silos. To end the hunter, you'll need to set up the old mining ordnance left at the site and bring the whole facility down. There are few things more dangerous than rigging up expired mining charges in fuel tanks. Carefully does it. And mining explosives, emergency breach charges. There's a lot of old ordnance down here if it can be gathered and identified. We also have the assembly line. To trap the hunter, you'll need to prepare to reactivate the machines and seal the doors once they're inside. One way to drive the hunter deeper into the factory will be to activate the old factory machines, closing off routes and presenting a deadly threat. And the massive bulkhead doors in the main factory require a direct approach if you want to funnel the hunter into the trap. And finally, the factory exterior. To be sure the hunter will enter the facility, you need to make it look like the site of an operational colony. The shell of the manufactory is full of holes. To make it look like a colony, it needs sealing up and fast. And the old Solheim manufactory is a ruin. To convince the hunter, you'll need to add lights, paints, signs, all the signatures of a working colony. In 3 cycles! Jeez. Alright, Cadet, you can sabotage the doors. And that's basically it. Alright, Cadet, get on sabotaging the doors. That'll at least be something. Not as much help as I'd hoped, but you are able to do something. You'll be focusing on that. You'll be getting stress as you do it, but we don't have much choice. You're also gonna get stress. I can focus on these a bit. Alright, Yujin. Work on sealing the exterior a bit. Neutral outcomes increase stress, which is very not good. But I can do a lot to disguise the exterior. This will finish it off. Perfect! The exterior of the manufactory is as good as it is going to get. I hope it works. You know, Cadence's voice comes from over the comms, shimmering with interference. From here, it doesn't look half bad. You look across the shell of the manufacturing, now studded with lights and dotted with markings, the fresh welds and plates giving the whole place a fragile patchwork feeling. If I was a piece of shit hunter, this is what I'd think a normal person's settlement would look like, right? We better hope so. Cadence goes quiet for a moment, her attempt at humor only serving to remind you both of the desperate circumstances. Have you spoken to Flint? I mean, really spoken? Not really. Oh. Cadence searches for a response. Flint is very loyal. I know they are quiet and, well, intense, but I just hope you two can find some common ground. We get on just fine. Of course. Sorry. Oliveira is a refuge. Cadence takes a breath. For all of us. I was in trouble when I met Carmen. We all were in one way or another. Seraphin has told me a lot about you. I can see what you are trying to do for Flint. For Oliveira. Let her finish. I appreciate it. And I know Xander does. And Carmen will do as well. And Flint... well, you'll see. The comms click off, returning you to the silence of the manufactory. You look out across the false colony at the glittering lights. They're a poor imitation of Oliveira's real lights, those that indicate the colony's fragile, delicate state. You shake it off and move on. This isn't over yet. That was a bad roll. Alright, gather ordnance, I guess. That was bad. Okay, well, that's one cycle. Time for the second cycle. Let's get more good rolls, please. Ugh, a die broke. Alright, you, at least, can continue sabotaging the doors. Okay, that's good. We will get on this. Prime the explosives. Need to do what we can here. This is the best we can do. We might be able to finish this. This is risky, but... okay, more stress, but... oh, that one actually worked out with a positive outcome. Go easy with that. Flint's voice rumbles over local comms as you secure the final piece of ordnance. You turn to see them floating, backlit in the entrance to the bay, one of many that you have rigged with ordnance deep in the manufactory. Down here, dust and flecks of rust float through the beams of your lights, and the walls are bent and buckled. They've spent the past cycles here picking out a spot to draw the hunter down to. One they should be able to slip out of when the hunter finds their way in. It's a long time to be down in these dark tunnels, waiting. Looks like we are just about done. Their voice is flat, their tone pragmatic. You okay? Flint nods, eager to be done with this. However it plays out. Flint glides into the bay slowly. There's something I need to tell you. Something I think you'll understand. What we are doing out here is not about saving me, it's about Oliveira. You struggle to see Flint's face with the light behind them. I should be on a ship out of there, leading this hunter away, but they won't let me do that. And even if they would, they can't spare the ship. Not after Carmen's got shot up. That was my mistake. I never should have let him persuade me to come with him on that supply run. What's done is done. What matters now, what I need from you, is a promise. That you'll bring this place down with me in it, if it means stopping the hunter. I won't do that. You will. Flint drifts a little closer. You know as well as I that those who get close to us are at risk. That we, as sleepers, have to recognize what we open the door to. Carmen is my fault. I won't be Oliveira's downfall, too. With that, they turn and leave you in the dark. Oh boy. Well, let's do another rest, and we should be able to finish up the last one. Cadet, you can spare some good rolls. Please have good rolls. Another die broke. Cadet's not in good shape. Alright, ooh, you can actually get a very good roll there. Cadet, go with a roll. That's not good. You, Jin, you can do this roll. There we go. You float for a moment, observing the chaos of the old assembly line. The scale of the structure, the number of machines, the arms and fabricators, the welders and bolters suggests industry on a scale that you have never witnessed. The Hellion system, a system that now subsists on the leftovers of its failed corporate owners, was once filled with manufactories like this, churning out components and technologies, machines and resources for extracting the valuable materials and minerals that Solheim existed to amass. If someone was able to rebuild one of these places, put it back into operation, imagine what could be fed into the belt, what changes could come for its people. Yet no one will undertake such a task because this place is haunted by the specter of Solheim, an entity that every being in this system can trace their origins back to. An entity that turned the entire system into a manufactory, a machine for accumulation, and that did not distinguish between human and machines as it did. You look at the broken machines, worn down and rusted, crippled and bent. Some of them had been put back into use this past cycle as part of your plan, and those jerk return, randomly, blindly groping for components that will never be fed to them. None of them are sentient machines, like you, and so they cannot feel or think. And yet you cannot decide if for them to persist is a kind of cruelty that radiates from the system that created them, or the indication of a new life, one that grants them new function, new meaning, and the possibility of something more. Creepy, right? Xander floats beside you, his voice hissing through the close-range comms. Maybe the hunter will get spooked by those twitching arms. He imitates the scattered movements of the factory machines. I doubt it. I'm just messing. Those things wouldn't even scare Cadence. So, how come this hunter isn't chasing you? My tracker is deactivated. Huh? Well, lucky you. Who did that? My captor. I see. I can't deactivate Flint's. Sure. But, you know, maybe once we are done here, they need your help. Xander looks out at the assembly line and sighs. I like Flint. I'm happy to do this for them. And I want to like you too. So don't mess this up, alright? Don't let Flint down. Xander kicks off and glides towards the exit without waiting for a response. You watch him go for a moment before turning away. There's still so much to do. There would be. Except it's all done. I want to see something. What happens if I use this here? That's a way to get free supplies and give us time. Oh, that's actually very nice. Or more energy. If it's neutral, it doesn't help. Positive, however, does help. And unfortunately, I can't use the workshop here. Which means all we have left, and I can't remove the stress. Which means all we have, or make a meal. So all we have left is to wait. Next cycle, he'll show up. And you know what? I'm actually going to end this episode here, as I think it's gone on about long enough. Next episode, the hunter will arrive, and we will deal with him. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Fly. This has been a Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper 2, and I shall see you all next time.